So vertical jumping and vertical jumping with load. Love vertical jumping. Love having to jump up and land down and not just jump up and then step off something. Again, it's that active, eccentric deceleration where we do all of that resiliency building in our ankles and our knees and make us more bulletproof for doing fun things like jumping around. Number one, for those who cannot leave the ground safely, we will have them do a loaded squat lift. And I just call it a squat lift because it's going to be like a deadlift, but with ribs high, and it's going to use both knee and hip, just like a regular jump would. So instead of hinging, I don't want to hinge these. This is not a pull. I want to stand up, jump it up without leaving the ground. And then we can do these continuous to toes. So these ones can be a little bit faster. If someone's doing, say, the bucket lifts, which will be a lot slower, higher tension, these ones can be a little faster and have that feeling of using the stretch reflex. That's the springs we talk about, is loading and then exploding from that load using the stretch reflex, which is what jumping is all about, and a lot of power movements is all about. So they can be more fluid with these. The reps will be kind of high as well, but they'll come all the way down, up to toes, still center brace, upper body squeeze, lock the torso together, and then up to toes. Make a rhythm with it. Next, someone could do vertical jumps but without a weight. So here, we could do sometimes called frog jump. And keep your hands in the side. Still, I'm bracing and I'm squeezing. Touch or not touch the ground in between. Key here is don't just jump with your knees. A lot of people will just jump with their knees and their ankles. So project. Project. If someone feels a lot better by doing something like opening up and retracting the shoulder blades, great. Do that instead. You can still come together and come apart and watch and peel apart. Watch the spine. Watch for people losing and breaking their center brace, breaking their spine line. And then watch for people not fully extending their hips. If their butt's out of the picture, they're not going to build a lot of power. So this is not a knee, a jump is not a knee and a calf exercise only. Make sure you use the whole lower body and all the extension to get up off of the ground. Good place to cue active feet. Push your feet into the ground. Push through that toe. Your toes communicate the power. So it's those powerful toes. If they're limp and relaxed and you're just trying to jump off the ball of your foot, again, you're leaving some of that expression, power expression. You're sidelining it. You're not using it within your jump. And then lastly, we can load up our jumps with weight. Center brace, upper body squeeze, locking my torso together. I'm making one unit that my lower body is going to throw. I don't want wobbling and bobbling. I want my weight to stay close to me, and I'm going to jump either continuously. Someone can do this, but they need to reset in between. We don't mind that as long as they're landing it with their squat and not landing it just with their knees. So sit back. We're fine if the weight does not touch the ground. It doesn't have to. They just need to load and explode. Wherever loading their springs works for them, works for us. Watch that toes come down first, and then heels come down. That's where we use the whole suspension system, all the springs. If they're not putting their heels down, they're not putting their butt into the movement. So the heels have to come down, and you want your feet to be quiet. So we're landing like ninjas or dancers, whichever pedestal mover you'd like to put up in front of you to imagine yourself being, with quiet, soft, agile, nimble feet. Yeah, that's how we jump.